When the Mets traded for Edwin Diaz in 2018, they were getting an all-star closer with a sub-2 ERA, 57 saves, 124 strikeouts, and just 17 walks. However, a lot can change in a year, as in his first year with the Mets, his ERA skyrocketed to 5.59 and included 7 blown saves. In 2020 and 2021, there were glimpses of his dominant days in Seattle, but inconsistency made the ninth inning a shaky spot for years with the Mets. That is until this season, when Edwin Diaz and those iconic trumpets have captured the sport of baseball and dominated the league. In addition to having the best walk-up song in the league, Edwin Diaz has been the best closer in the game of baseball. He's pitching to a 1.39 ERA with 91 strikeouts and just 21 walks. His 91 strikeouts leads the major leagues among relievers. He struck out a whopping 52.9% of batters faced, the highest strikeout rate by a reliever with 45 appearances in all of MLB history. He's also not allowed a run in his last 18 outings, which is a career-high scoreless streak. He's won back-to-back NL Reliever of the Month awards and is carrying a .36 ERA since the start of June. He's also getting NL Cy Young consideration, an award that has not been won by a reliever since 2003. Why has Edwin been so dominant this season? When looking into the numbers, there are a few trends that factor into his success. In 2022, Diaz is using his slider 55.5% of the time, more than he uses his fastball. In his previous 2 years with the Mets, he used his slider 37% of the time. This may be the influence of Max Scherzer, as the staff as a whole has been working together. They've been listening to Max in his pitching philosophies and his usage of off-speed more often. Another factor is first pitch strikes. Diaz has thrown a first pitch strike 71% of the time this year versus 63% of the time in 2019. His first pitch strike percentage is the highest of his career. Here is Edwin on his focus in starting off each batter with an 0-1 count.
You've also been throwing a lot more first pitch strikes. Has that been kind of a mentality for you going into, the ninth inning?
Yeah, that's my mindset. I come in the game to strike, first pitch strikes. The best thing you can do as a pitcher, because you get ahead in the count quick and you can get the guys out.
When looking at the factors to his successful 2022 season, you can't overlook the trumpets. Although Edwin's walk-up song is starting to gain national attention and appreciation, it's not a new song for Diaz. He actually used it in 2018 during his dominant season with Seattle. When he was traded to the Mets, he changed his walk-up song, and what followed was the worst year of his career in 2019. In 2020, he switched back to Narco and started showing signs of improvement with New York. While it may be part coincidence, it's no secret that Edwin likes his song and uses it to motivate him when he comes into the game. Against Atlanta, when he came in for a 6-out save, the Mets were actually late playing his song as they didn't expect him to come into the game in the 8th inning. Edwin instead listened to it in his head as he ran in from the bullpen.
That you were coming in, your song was late.
Yeah, because I don't know what the promo in the 8th, so they play almost when I was in the mound.
Because you usually hear it when the door opens, right?
Yeah, when the door opens, they play my song, but they was doing maybe a promo or something. They played when I was in the mound, so it was fine.
Didn't throw you off? You were still good?
No, I was good. I was good. I was trying to run in the same pace of the song. But it was fun.
Edwin Diaz struggled to start his Mets career, didn't want to start his career that way. The fans certainly let him hear it. Mentally, that's something that is incredibly difficult to overcome, especially in a big market like New York. Diaz stayed focused, worked hard in the offseason, and has returned to form this year.
How have you mentally been able to overcome, kind of that rough start and then pitching so well this season?
Having a bad season, that's part of the game. I knew I'm a good pitcher. I just went home that year and prepared myself to come back and do my thing. And I know what stuff I got, and I came back and having 3 in a row good years.
Buck Showalter has shown his confidence in using Edwin for more than 3 outs. He went 1 1/3 against the Yankees in the Subway Series and 2 full innings against Atlanta last Thursday. Those appearances were the closest thing to a playoff matchup and environment for the Mets so far this season, and Buck's usage of Diaz is a sign of things to come in October. With a thinner bullpen and no set 8th inning guy, Diaz will prove even more important in those extended outings down the stretch. Expect to hear plenty more trumpets as the Mets look to October, and Edwin Diaz looks to finish off a dominant 2022 season with New York. With WFUV Sports, I'm Sam Davis.